Hey Sophia, today I went to my father's office. They use some different software to keep records of all the employees. What is that? That is employee management system, which is based on Access. Good. Now please let me know about it. Okay, Romy, let us learn about the Access 2016 in this chapter. Access 2016 is a component of Office 2016 suite. It is an RDBMS, Relational Database Management System, that is used to create and maintain databases. Before knowing about Access 2016, let us first understand the concept of database and various terminologies related to it. Database. A database is an organized collection of a specific type of interrelated information. In the database, the information is stored in a structured manner that makes it quick and easy to find it. We use and maintain various databases in our day-to-day life. For example, a telephone directory in which we store contact details of our friends and relatives in an alphabetical order, a school diary in which we keep a record of the daily homework assignments, day and date-wise, and even a dictionary in which meanings of the words are arranged alphabetically. Database can either be maintained manually or using computers. In earlier times, many organizations used to maintain their database manually. But with the introduction of DBMS, a computerized way of creating and maintaining databases, the traditional way of creating and maintaining databases manually has been completely replaced by the computers. Some examples of computerized databases are employee management system, computerized library systems, flight reservation systems, computerized inventory systems, etc. DBMS. A database management system, DBMS, is an application program that is used to create and maintain the database. It enables users to store, modify, and view information from a database as per their requirements. It provides a systematic approach to create, retrieve, update, and manage information. It also prevents database from unauthorized access. It is very easy and simple to use. Categories of DBMS. Database management systems are categorized into different types based on the database model used. A database model defines the method of collecting, storing, managing, and controlling the data. Various database management systems based on these data models are as follows. Flat file-based database management systems. Flat file-based database management systems, also known as flat models, are the simplest database management systems. These store information in flat files with rows and columns to store data. Flat files cannot be linked to each other. Thus, data cannot be viewed from multiple files at the same time. Spreadsheet software such as Excel is the most common example of a flat file-based database management system. Hierarchical database management systems. Hierarchical database management systems function on the parent-child tree-like model. These store the data items along with the description of the data items, such as a book with information on chapters and verses. These can also be used to store a database of songs, recipes, models of phones, and anything that can be stored in a nested format. An XML document is an example of a hierarchical database management system. Network database management systems. Network database management systems use a data model similar to hierarchical database management systems. The major difference between the two is that the tree structure in the network models can have many parents to many children relational model. This network model structure is based on records and sets. These are rarely used because of the complex data structure and have been replaced by relational database management systems in today's modern computing. Object-oriented database management systems. In these database management systems, the object and its data or attributes are seen as one and accessed through pointers. Object-oriented database models comprise varied structures and are quite extensible. This data model was designed to work closely with programs built with object-oriented programming languages. The examples are IBM DB40 and DTS S1. Relational database management systems. Relational database management systems are the most widely used database management systems today. These are relatively easy to use as they store the information in the form of tables. These are named so because of the capability to link multiple data structures, that is, tables. Access, Oracle, MS SQL Server, IBM DB2, MySQL are some commonly used relational database management systems nowadays. Features of Access 2016. As discussed earlier, Access is an RDBMS that is used to create and manage relational databases. It is a part of the Office suite. Some of its salient features that have made it an extensively used tool to work with databases are as follows. Access creates and stores data in form of tables. Tables are easy to work with. Access can handle a large number of records stored in the tables. Access is best used for long-term data storage and or data sharing. It allows multiple users to use the database simultaneously. It is easier to understand and use. It has features like reports, forms, queries, which help to work with databases in an efficient manner. It allows importing and exporting of files to Office and other applications. It has a vast collection of ready-made templates that can be used to create a database quickly. It allows printing the data contained in a database in a presentable manner using reports. It even allows to have the output of reports in a PDF format. It also allows building and publishing web databases effortlessly. Working with Access 2016. We can manage all our data in a single database file in Access 2016. Before we start working with Access, let us know about various objects that are created in Access databases. The main objects contained in an Access database are as follows. Table. A table is a grid made up of rows and columns that stores all the data about a single object. Each attribute of an object is given one column in the table called a field. Each field has a particular value to be stored for it. A row contains all the data about a single item of the object and is called a record. The table given above has 3 rows and 3 fields and columns. You can see attributes or fields in the top column, below the table name, row and record, and of course the field value. Query. A query is a question put up on the database to view records matching the criteria defined by us. Using a query, we can view or manipulate a selected set of the data stored in a single table or multiple related tables. Form. A form is a graphical object that acts as an interface between a user and the tables where data is stored. With forms, we can view, edit, input and delete records stored in the tables. Forms allow us to deal with one record at a time. Report. A report is a graphical object that presents data in a formatted layout. This is useful for displaying data in an organized manner and for printing. Macros and code. A set of actions created to automate common tasks is known as a macro. A code refers to the declarations, statements, and procedures written in the programming language. Starting Access 2016. To start Access 2016, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Click on the Start button. The Start menu will appear. Step 2. Scroll down and click on the Access folder. An Access interface screen is displayed. Let us explore this screen. Components of Access 2016 window. Let us learn about different components of an Access 2016 window. Title bar. The bar at the top of the window displays the name of the current database and is known as title bar. Quick Access toolbar. The Quick Access toolbar is present on top left corner of the Access window. The buttons and commands found in it are as follows. Save button. It helps to save the work we have done. Undo button. It helps to undo the action that had previously been performed. Redo button. It helps to do the action again that was undone. The toolbar can be customized by the user and more buttons can be added to it. Ribbon. The ribbon has many other tabs which further have other groups of commands. Some of them are visible only when specific objects are being used and are called contextual tabs. Navigation pane. The navigation pane shows the names of all the objects in a database. These are grouped together based on their types. When a user double-clicks on the name of an object in the navigation pane, it opens. A user can right-click on the object and perform different functions that are available. For example, renaming and deleting objects. Status bar. The status bar can be seen at the bottom of the window. On its right side, 4 view buttons are present: Datasheet view, Design view, Pivot table, and Pivot chart view. Creating a new blank database. We can create a new database using the File tab that is displayed automatically once we open the Access 2016. To create a new database from the File tab, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Click on the New in the pane located on the left side of the File tab. Step 2. Click on the blank database in the center pane of the File tab. Step 3. Under the file name, type a name for the database in the right pane of the File tab. Step 4. To specify the location on the computer where the database will be saved, click on the folder icon and browse to the desired location. We can even specify a name for our database here. The default name of the database is Database1. Click on OK. Step 5. Click on the Create button to create the database. A blank database with the table 1 is created. Creating a database using sample templates. Access 2016 provides a collection of ready-made templates which can be used for creating database as per the user's requirement. An Access template is a file that, when opened, creates a complete database application. To create a database using sample templates, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Open Access 2016. Step 2. Click on the New option in the File tab. Step 3. Select the template from the Online Templates. Step 4. Click on the template that is to be used. For example, Student. Step 5. In the File Name box, type a file name. Step 6. Optionally, click on the folder icon next to the File Name box to browse to a location where the database is to be created. If we do not mention a specific location, Access creates the database in default location that is displayed below the File Name box. Step 7. Click on the Create button to create the database. Access creates the database and opens it for use. Closing a database. We can close a database file after completing our work. To close a database file, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Click on the File tab. Step 2. Click on the Close option. Step 3. The current database gets closed and the new option is selected on the File tab. Understanding views. Before we start working with tables and other database objects, let us understand the different views of objects in Access. There are multiple ways to view an object in Access. The two views for tables are the Design view and the Data Sheet view. Design view. It is used to define the table structure. We can define the data types, insert or delete fields, and set the primary key in this view. Data Sheet view. It is used to enter and view the data for the records to be saved in a table. Switching between the Design view and the Data Sheet view. To switch between the Design view and Data Sheet view, click on the View arrow on the Home tab and click on either Data Sheet view or Design view to select a view to work. Working with tables. Creating a table in the Design view. As we know, a table is a database object comprised of rows and columns to store data about an object. The first step in creating a table is specifying the field names and data types. Note, we can specify the fields and their data types either in the Data Sheet view or in the Design view, but it is recommended to set up the table in Design view. So, we shall set up the table in this view only here. Understanding fields and their data types. Field name. It is the name of a field in a table that contains a specific item of information, such as the name, the address, etc. And no two fields can have the same name in the table. The maximum length of the field name cannot be more than 64 characters. Data types. Data types specify the kind of data that can be stored in a field of a table. Let us learn about the various data types available in Access 2016 that can be used to store different types of field data. Data type used to store. Short text. It is used to store short alphanumeric values such as names, addresses, etc. It can store up to 255 characters long data. Number. It is used to store numeric values, both integer and decimal, that can be used in calculations. It can store up to 16 bytes of data. Currency. It is used to store monetary values. Yes and no. It is used to store yes and no values. A field can either store true yes or false no, for example, whether a student has passed the examination or not. Date and time. It is used to store date and time values from the years 100 to 9999. It can store up to 8 bytes of data. The data-related calculations can be done on the field with this data type. Rich text. It is used to store text or combinations of text and numbers that can be formatted using color and font options. Calculated field. It is used to store results of a calculation. The calculation must refer to other fields in the same table. Attachment. It is used to store attached images, spreadsheet files, documents, charts, and other types of supported files to the records in the database, much similar to attaching files to email messages. Hyperlink. It is used to store hyperlinks that can be linked to websites, web pages, or other application files on the computer. It can store up to 1 GB of data. Memo. It is used to store long blocks of text. A typical use of a memo field would be a detailed product description. It can store up to 65,535 characters. Lookup and relationship. It is used to display either a list of values that is taken either from a table or a query, or a set of values that we had specified when we created the field. A lookup field can be created through a lookup wizard. The data type of a lookup field is either text or number, depending on the choices that we make in the wizard. To create a table in the design view, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Open the database in which we want to create a table. Step 2. Click on the Create tab. Step 3. Click on the Table button under the Tables group. Step 4. Choose the Design view to view the table in the Design view. Step 5. The Save As dialog box will appear. Specify a name for the table such as My Table 1 and click on OK. Step 6. A blank table is opened in the Design view. The top pane of the Table Design view consists of 3 columns: the field name, the data type, and the description. A new primary key field with the name ID and the data type auto number is automatically created. Step 7. We can start entering the field names in the Field Name column. Press the Enter or the Tab key to move to the Data Type column. Select the appropriate data type from the displayed list for each field in the Data Type column. Step 8. We can even write a brief description or a comment about a field in the Description column. Writing description is optional. Step 9. Press the Enter or Tab key to move to the next row and enter the new field. Step 10. Continue the process until all the fields of the table have been entered. Note: we can define the table structure here in Design View by giving field names, setting data types for the fields, and by setting up various field properties. Primary Key Field. Like any other standard or DBMS, Access 2 has the feature of Primary Key Field. A primary key field is a field that uniquely identifies rows, records of a table. For example, admission number field can be the primary key field for the student data table. Properties of primary key field. The properties of a primary key field are as follows. Since it uniquely identifies a row or a record, it does not accept duplicate values. A primary key field cannot be left blank, so it does not accept null values. Let us understand the concept of the primary key field with the help of an example. No 2 students in a school can have the same admission number, and there cannot be a student in school who has not been assigned an admission number. Thus, the admission number field can be specified as the primary key field for the student data table. Specifying a primary key field. To specify a primary key field, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Select the field such as admin number that is to be specified as the primary key field in the design view, or click on the primary key button under the Tools group on the table's Tools tab. Step 2. Right-click on the field that is to be specified as the primary key and choose the primary key option from the context menu. Step 3. The field will be specified as the primary key field. A small key icon will appear in front of the field to denote that it is a primary key field. Step 4. Click on the Close button on the table window to close the design view of the table. Step 5. The Save Changes dialog box is prompted on the screen. Step 6. Click on Yes to save the changes. Specifying field properties. Each field in a table has various additional properties such as the size of the field, the format, the validation rule, the validation text, etc. These properties define the additional behavior of the field. We can specify additional field properties in the bottom pane of the Table Design view. In the Design view, the Field Properties pane appears in the lower half of the screen. This helps in controlling what data we enter in the table and the appearance of data on screen. The properties present on the Field Properties pane are as follows. Field size. Maximum data that is stored in the text or the number fields is called the field size. The maximum number of data is determined in the text data. The short text data type supports a maximum of 255 characters. The range or the number of bytes that can be stored is called the number data. Format. Format specifies how the data will be displayed. Let's learn about different formats. Number and currency formats. There are 7 predefined formats, that is general number, currency, euro, fixed, standard, percent, and scientific. Date and time formats. There are certain predetermined formats such as general date, long date, medium date, short date, long time, medium time, and short time. Logical formats. The default is yes and no. We can change those to true, false, or on or off. Input mask controls what the user enters in the field and facilitates data entry. Caption. This makes the field name more explanatory. It can support up to 2048 characters. The default value is automatically added in a new field that we add in a new record. Validation rule. It limits the value that the field will accept. For example, validation for a rule is less than equal to 100. We must therefore add a value less than or equal to 100. Anything above that will not be accepted. Validation text. The error message that appears when we enter the wrong value. Required type yes if the field should receive a value. Every time a data is entered, the default is no, so the field can be left blank. To specify a field's additional property, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Click on the field name. Ensure that the General tab is selected by default in the Field Properties area. Step 2. Specify the values for setting up different field properties. Step 3. Continue the process until the properties for all the fields of the table have been specified. Step 4. Save the changes in the table. Step 5. The table can now be accessed using the navigation bar. Working with fields. We can add, delete, and move the fields even after specifying the fields of a table. Adding a field. To add a field, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Open the table in the design view. Step 2. Click in the row where a field is to be added. Step 3. Click on the Insert Rows option present in Tools group of the Design tab. A blank row is added at the cursor position. Step 4. Specify the field name and the data type for the new field. Step 5. Click on the Save button on Quick Access toolbar to save the changes in the table. Removing a field. To remove a field, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Open the table in the Design view. Step 2. Click on the field that needs to be deleted. Step 3. Click on Delete Rows option present in Tools group of the Design tab. Step 4. Access confirms the deletion by displaying the below message. Step 5. Click on the Yes button to confirm the deletion of the selected field. Moving a field. To move a field, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Open the table in Design view. Step 2. Select the row that contains the field to be moved. Step 3. Drag the field to the new place. A line appears between the fields as we drag over them. It specifies the position where the field will be placed. Step 4. The selected field will be placed at the new position after releasing the mouse button. Entering data in a table. Once we have defined the structure of the table, we can start adding the records in the table. To add records, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Open the table in Datasheet view. All the fields of the table are displayed in the Datasheet view, which looks similar to an Excel spreadsheet. Step 2. Start typing in the data in appropriate fields. Press the Enter and Tab key to move to the next field. A new blank row will automatically appear once we have added the data in one row. Step 3. We can continue adding records in the table in the same way. Any number of records can be added in the table. Step 4. The record numbers can be viewed at the bottom of the screen in the record navigation bar. Step 5. Click on the Save button on Quick Access toolbar to save the changes in the table. Working with records in the table, we can modify the data in the table after entering it if required. We can edit the data entered, add a row or a column, and even delete a row or a column. Editing the records. To edit the records, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Click inside the cell where the data needs to be edited in Datasheet view. A pencil icon indicating the edit mode appears. Step 2. Enter the new data. Step 3. Click outside the cell to apply the change. Adding a new row or a new record. To add a new row or a new record, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Click inside the last field of the last record. Step 2. Press the Tab or Enter key. The cursor appears in the new row. Type in the data for the new record as per the fields now. Deleting a row or a record. To delete a row or a record, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Select the entire row or a column that needs to be deleted. Step 2. Press the Delete key on keyboard to delete the unwanted column or row. Access confirms the deletion by displaying the message. Step 3. Click on the Yes button to confirm deletion of the selected record. Sorting and filtering data in a table. We can sort the data, that is the records entered in table, either in ascending or in descending order, using the Sort feature available in Access 2016. Also, we can use Filter feature to view only the specific or selected records in a database. Sorting records in a table. To sort records in a table, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Place the cursor in the field that needs to be sorted by clicking on any record in the table. Step 2. Click either the Sort Ascending or Sort Descending icon in Sort and Filter group on the Home tab to sort the database as per the specific field. Or, Step 1. Click on the drop-down arrow next to the field according to which we want to sort the data in a table. Step 2. Choose the required sort A to Z or sort Z to A order to sort the data. The table data is sorted as per the required sort order. Filtering records. Filters allow us to view only the records that we want to see. When we create a filter, we set criteria for the data we want to display. The filter then searches all of the records in the table, finds the ones that meet our search criteria, and temporarily hides the ones that do not match the criteria. To apply a simple filter, the steps are as follows. Step 1. Place the cursor in the field in which a filter needs to be applied, for example, age. Step 2. Click on the filter option in the Sort and Filter group on the Home tab. Step 3. A drop-down menu with a checklist will appear. Only checked items will be included in the filtered results. Use the following options to determine which items will be included in the filter. Select and deselect items one at a time by clicking their check boxes. For example, we will select 12 in the age field as we want to see the records of the students whose age is 12 only. Click on Select All to include every item in the filter. Clicking Select All a second time will deselect all items. Click on the blanks to set the filter to find only the required records. Step 4. Click on the OK button. Only the data satisfying the filter condition will appear in the datasheet view. Removing a filter. To remove a filter, click on the Toggle Filter option in the Sort and Filter group. Dictionary. Database, a collection of interrelated information. DBMS, Database Management System. RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. XML, an extended markup language used to develop web pages. Object, a database element. Attribute or property, a characteristic of an object. Table, collection of rows and columns. Record, a row in a table. Field, a column in a table. Storehouse, a collection of objects. Null, empty or blank. Let's refresh. Access is an RDBMS that is used to create and manage relational database. Database is an organized collection of interrelated information of a specific type. A database management system, DBMS, is an application program that is used to create and maintain the database. Relational database management systems, RDBMS, are the most widely used database management systems today. RDBMS allows us to link multiple tables. A database is a collection of elements called objects. A table is a grid made up of rows and columns that stores all the data about a single object. A row contains all the data about a single item of the object and is called a record. A query is a question put up on the database to view the records matching the criteria defined. A form is a graphical object that acts as an interface between a user and the tables where data is stored. A report is a graphical object that presents data in a formatted layout. A database is a storehouse of various database objects such as tables, queries, forms, reports, etc. The extension of a database created in Access 2016 is .accdb. Templates can even be downloaded from the internet and can be used for creating a database. A primary key field is a field that uniquely identifies rows, records of a table. A primary key field cannot accept duplicate and null values. Primary key is a toggle key. Field properties define the additional behavior of a field. There are two views of a table, datasheet view and design view. We can sort and filter the data in table using Sort and Filter feature.